The air crackled with anticipation as Anya and Yor stood on their porch, watching the fire. Their 6 daughters, bundled in warm coats and fuzzy hats, huddled around them, their eyes wide with wonder. "Happy New Year, my loves," Anya exclaimed, her voice full of joy. She pulled Yor close, their lips meeting in a tender kiss. "Happy New Year," Yor whispered back, her eyes sparkling with affection. She looked down at their daughters, each one a reflection of their love, and her heart swelled with gratitude. "This is perfect," she whispered, her voice filled with contentment. The night had been filled with laughter, warmth, and the sweet aroma of freshly baked cookies. The girls had spent the evening decorating their home with colorful streamers and handmade paper snowflakes. Anya, her hands covered in glitter, had helped them create a giant Happy New Year banner, their faces lit with a mixture of excitement and pride. Later, as they sat around the crackling fireplace, sharing stories and sipping hot cocoa, Anya felt a wave of happiness wash over her. This was their new reality, a world filled with laughter, love, and the sweet chaos of family. "Do you think this is the best New Year ever?" asked their youngest daughter, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. Anya smiled, her heart melting with love. "It's definitely one of the best," she replied, her voice filled with warmth. "Because we're all here together, celebrating another year of love and laughter." Yor nodded in agreement. "This is what family is all about," she said, reaching out to touch Anya's hand. "Sharing moments like these, creating memories that will last a lifetime." As the fireworks continued to explode in a dazzling display, Anya and Yor held each other close, their hearts full of gratitude. They knew that their journey as a family, with its challenges and triumphs, was just beginning. And they were ready, with love as their compass and their daughters as their guiding stars, to embrace the year ahead with open arms and a heart full of hope. The air was thick with a mix of excitement and nervousness as Anya and Yor stood on the sidewalk, watching their 6 daughters disappear into the bustling schoolyard. The youngest, Lily, had just started kindergarten, her tiny hand clutched tightly in her older sister's. "They're all grown up," Yor murmured, a wistful smile gracing her lips. "It feels like just yesterday they were learning to walk." Anya chuckled, her eyes welling up with a mix of pride and nostalgia. "I know, right? It's been a wild ride, but I wouldn't trade it for the world." Their home, once a whirlwind of childhood chaos, was now filled with a quiet stillness. The laughter of 6 little girls had been replaced by the gentle hum of the washing machine and the occasional clinking of dishes. "I think we'll miss the noise," Yor said, a hint of melancholy in her voice. "But maybe we'll finally get to finish a meal without interruptions." Anya laughed, a little too loudly to hide the pang of sadness that tugged at her heart. "Maybe we'll even get a chance to watch a movie without someone asking for a snack every 5 minutes. Yet, despite the bittersweet feeling of their daughters growing up, a sense of pride swelled within them. They had raised 6 strong, independent, and loving young women, each one a unique reflection of their love and devotion. Anya, her heart full of motherly love, remembered the countless hours spent reading bedtime stories, braiding hair, and offering comfort and support. Yor, the rock of their family, had instilled in their daughters a sense of responsibility, compassion, and resilience. Together, they had navigated the joys and challenges of parenthood, their love for each other, and their children their unwavering compass. They had built a home filled with warmth, laughter, and a deep sense of belonging. And now, as they watched their daughters flourish in their own right, they knew that their journey as parents was far from over. They were now guiding them through the next chapter, offering support and encouragement as they navigated the complexities of adolescence and adulthood. "We've done a good job," Anya said, her voice filled with quiet confidence. "We have," Yor replied, her hand reaching for Anya's. "We've created a beautiful family, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for each and every one of our girls." They stood there, their hands intertwined, a shared sense of contentment and anticipation washing over them. As they watched their daughters blossom, their hearts overflowed with a love that knew no bounds, a love that had endured the test of time and would continue to guide them through the next chapter of their extraordinary journey. The afternoon sun streamed through the kitchen window, bathing the room in a warm glow as Anya whipped up a batch of cookies, her signature happy humming filling the air. Yor, meanwhile, was engrossed in a stack of papers, her brow furrowed in concentration as she reviewed the school calendar. Looks like there's a PTA meeting next week, Yor announced, her voice tinged with a familiar sense of quiet dread. I think I'll just send Anya. Anya paused her baking, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Actually, it says parents are required plural. Yor's head shot up, her eyes widening in surprise. Oh, you're right, but... She trailed off, a wave of confusion washing over her. A few moments later, the front door burst open, the sound of 6 giggling girls filling the air. Mommy, Mommy! Lily, their youngest, squealed, rushing into the kitchen. The PTA meeting is next week, and they want both mommies to come. The other girls followed in tow, each repeating the same message with varying degrees of enthusiasm. Anya and Yor exchanged a look, a mix of amusement and a hint of panic flickering in their eyes. The PTA meeting, a yearly reminder of their unique family dynamic, was never easy. The whispers, the curious stares, the awkward explanations. Well, girls, Anya said, her voice calm despite the whirlwind of thoughts swirling in her head. We'll see what we can do. Maybe we can have a little chat with the principal before the meeting. As the girls continued to chatter excitedly about the upcoming PTA meeting, a quiet conversation unfolded between Anya and Yor. They had always approached their family's unique situation with a mix of grace and humor. But sometimes, even their unwavering confidence wavered, especially when facing the judgmental gaze of a school administration. I don't know, Anya, Yor whispered, her voice laced with worry. It might be easier to just skip it. We can always send a letter or a note. Anya squeezed her hand, her love and determination radiating through their shared touch. No, she said, her voice firm. We're going to go. We're a family, and we deserve to be seen and heard, just like any other family. And so, the plan was made. Anya and Yor, hand in hand, walked into the school auditorium, their hearts pounding a little faster than usual. But as they looked at their daughters, their faces beaming with pride and love, their confidence grew. They might be a family unlike any other, but they were a family nonetheless, and they were determined to show the world, one PTA meeting at a time, that love, in all its forms, deserves to be celebrated. The air buzzed with nervous energy in the school auditorium. Anya and Yor, hand in hand, navigated the sea of familiar faces, their hearts beating a little faster than usual. This was their first PTA meeting as a couple, and they couldn't help but feel a twinge of anxiety. Their daughters, seated in the front row, waved excitedly as Anya and Yor took their seats. The other parents, a mix of familiar faces and new acquaintances, exchanged curious glances as the two women took their place. The meeting began, the usual agenda of school events and fundraising initiatives filling the air. But as the principal, a kind-faced woman with a warm smile, introduced the topic of parent involvement, a ripple of anticipation spread through the room. It's wonderful to have so many engaged parents in our school community, the principal said, her voice bright and welcoming. And, of course, we encourage both parents to actively participate in their child's education. Anya and Yor exchanged a knowing glance. This was it, the moment they'd been bracing themselves for. The principal continued, her eyes scanning the audience. Now, I know some families might have unique circumstances, she said, her voice softening. And we want to assure all parents that they are welcome to participate in any way that feels comfortable for them. A pregnant silence settled over the room. Anya felt Yor's hand tighten in hers. Suddenly, a voice, laced with a touch of curiosity, broke the silence. So, are you both the mothers? Anya and Yor exchanged another look. a silent understanding passing between them. This was it, the moment they had to address the elephant in the room. Yes, we are, Anya replied, her voice calm and confident. We're Anya and Yor, and we're both mothers to these wonderful girls. A wave of whispers swept through the room. Some were curious, others judgmental, and a few were filled with a surprising sense of admiration. And who is their father? Another voice asked, this time tinged with a hint of judgment. Anya and Yor locked eyes, their love and strength radiating through their shared gaze. There's no father, Anya stated, her voice unwavering. Just two mothers raising a beautiful family. A hush fell over the room. Anya and Yor held each other's gaze for a beat, their love a silent but powerful declaration. Then, a voice, this time filled with genuine warmth, broke the tension. Well, I think that's wonderful, the voice said. It takes a lot of love and courage to build a family like yours. We're all very impressed. A wave of agreement swept through the room, a sense of acceptance replacing the initial discomfort. Anya and Yor exchanged a smile, their hearts filled with a mixture of relief and pride. The rest of the PTA meeting passed in a blur. The questions about their family continued, but they were now met with respect and curiosity rather than judgment. As they walked out of the auditorium, their daughters chattering excitedly about the school's upcoming talent show, Anya and Yor felt a sense of accomplishment. They had not only navigated a challenging situation with grace, but they had also opened a door to understanding and acceptance. Their family, a testament to their love and commitment, was not simply unique but beautiful. And they were ready to show the world, one PTA meeting at a time, that love in all its forms deserves to be celebrated. The meeting had ended on a hopeful note, but the seeds of doubt and prejudice lingered like a persistent shadow. As Anya and Yor walked their daughters home, the whispers and disapproving glances of certain parents clung to them like a damp cloak. A few days later, Lily, their youngest, came home from school with tear-stained cheeks and a look of deep distress. Mommy, Mommy, she cried, rushing into Anya's arms. Brenda said I don't have a daddy. She said I'm weird and that nobody likes families with two mommies. Anya's heart sank. She knelt down, her arms wrapped tightly around her daughter, feeling the tremors of fear and hurt radiating from her tiny frame. Yor, her face etched with concern, joined them, her hand resting reassuringly on Anya's shoulder. Sweetheart, it's okay, she said, her voice soft and soothing. Brenda is being mean, and she's wrong. There's nothing weird about our family. Lily, however, was inconsolable. She had absorbed the harsh words, the judgmental stares, and the uncomfortable whispers. The seeds of doubt had taken root, twisting her sense of security and belonging. Anya and Yor, their hearts aching for their daughter, knew they had to act. They couldn't let this go unchallenged. The next morning, they went to school to speak with the principal and address the bullying. They explained the situation, their voices firm but calm, their love for their daughters a quiet but powerful force. It's important to create a safe and inclusive environment for all children, Anya said, her voice unwavering. And that includes protecting them from hurtful words and actions. The principal, a woman with a reputation for compassion and understanding, listened intently. She acknowledged their concerns and promised to address the situation immediately. The school took action. Brenda was reprimanded for her hurtful behavior, and a school-wide assembly was held to discuss the importance of diversity and acceptance. But even with the school's intervention, the battle was far from over. Brenda's words, though spoken in anger and ignorance, had left a deep wound. The other children, though no longer directly participating in the bullying, had overheard the whispers and seen the judgmental stares. Anya and Yor knew they had to face the situation head-on. They decided to hold a family potluck dinner for the girls' classmates and their parents, an invitation extended to all, regardless of their beliefs or opinions. The night of the potluck arrived, and Anya and Yor's home was transformed into a vibrant tapestry of laughter, warmth, and shared food. Their daughters, their eyes shining with pride, greeted their classmates and their parents, their smiles radiating their confidence and joy. Anya and Yor, their hearts full of hope, watched as their children, along with their classmates, engaged in lively conversations, their differences dissolving in the face of shared laughter and genuine connection. The potluck was a success. It wasn't a magic cure for prejudice, but it was a step in the right direction. It showed that even in a world filled with differences, love, acceptance, and understanding could bridge divides and create a space for everyone to belong. The journey was far from over, but Anya and Yor, their love a beacon in the face of adversity, were determined to create a world where their daughters and all children could grow and thrive, free from the shackles of prejudice and the shadows of fear. They knew that the battle for acceptance was a constant struggle, but with their love as their guide and their daughters as their inspiration, they were ready to face the world, one potluck at a time. The schoolyard was alive with the usual cacophony of shouts and laughter. Anya and Yor watched from the safety of their car, their hearts aching as they saw their youngest, Lily, huddled alone on a bench, her shoulders slumping with a familiar sense of sadness. It had been several weeks since the incident with Brenda, and while the school had implemented measures to combat bullying, the sting of those hurtful words still lingered. Anya and Yor had tried everything to bolster Lily's confidence, encouraging her to speak up, reminding her of her strengths, and showering her with love. But today, the hurt was palpable. "Let's go talk to her," Yor said, her voice filled with concern. "She needs to know we're here for her." Anya nodded, her heart echoing Yor's sentiment. They walked towards the playground, their steps slow and purposeful. As they approached Lily, they saw a group of girls huddled around her, their expressions shifting between amusement and awkwardness. "Lily?" Anya called out, her voice gentle. Lily looked up, her eyes wide with surprise. She glanced at the girls, their faces now flushed with a mixture of shame and uncertainty. "Mommy, Daddy?" she stammered, her voice trembling slightly. The girls shuffled their feet, their gaze fixed on the ground. Then one of them, the same Brenda who had initially tormented Lily, took a hesitant step forward. "Lily, she started, her voice barely a whisper. "I'm sorry for what I said. It was wrong." The other girls, mirroring Brenda's hesitation, mumbled their apologies as well. Their words, though spoken with a sense of awkwardness and guilt, carried a genuine sincerity. Lily, surprised and touched by their unexpected apology, looked up at her mothers. Anya and Yor exchanged a knowing glance, a silent understanding passing between them. "It's okay," Lily said, her voice still trembling but tinged with a hint of forgiveness. "But it's not okay to say things like that to people. It hurts." Brenda, her eyes brimming with tears, nodded. "I know," she whispered. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. We were just stupid." The other girls, their faces etched with regret, echoed her sentiment. Anya and Yor stepped forward, their love and compassion radiating through their actions. They gently put their arms around their daughter, offering her comfort and reassurance. "We're so proud of you, Lily," Anya whispered. "You're strong, brave, and kind, and you have a right to feel safe and loved." Yor nodded, her voice echoing Anya's sentiments. "We're here for you, always. And remember, it's okay to forgive, but it's also important to learn from our mistakes." The girls, their faces now etched with a mixture of guilt and remorse, listened intently. Anya and Yor then extended their arms to Brenda and her friends, offering them a gentle hug. "We're glad you're all learning," Anya said, her voice soft but firm. "And we hope you'll continue to treat each other with kindness and respect." The girls, their initial awkwardness melting away, embraced Anya and Yor. Anya and Yor felt a sense of relief and hope wash over them. The journey for their daughters and for themselves would not always be easy, but with love, compassion, and a commitment to fostering understanding, they would continue to navigate the challenges, embracing the triumphs, and creating a world where everyone could feel safe, loved, and accepted for who they were. The incident was a reminder that the battle against prejudice and bullying was an ongoing struggle, a journey filled with bumps and setbacks. But they would continue to fight for their daughters and for all children, to create a world where everyone could blossom and thrive, their differences celebrated as their strengths. The schoolyard incident had been a turning point. Word of Brenda's apology and the subsequent school-wide discussion about acceptance had spread through the parent community. Anya and Yor found themselves receiving apologies from other parents, not just for the bullying of their daughters, but also for their own initial judgment and discomfort. One afternoon, as Anya and Yor were picking up their daughters from school, a group of mothers approached them. "Anya, Yor," said Sarah, a mother whose daughter, Emily, had been one of the first to befriend Lily. "We wanted to apologize for how we acted at the PTA meeting. We didn't understand and we were afraid of the unknown. But seeing the way you've handled everything, and the way your girls are growing up, it's opened our eyes. We should have been more supportive." Anya and Yor, their hearts touched by the genuine apology, nodded in understanding. They knew that change, especially in attitudes rooted in prejudice, took time and effort. "Thank you, Sarah," Anya replied, her voice filled with warmth. "We appreciate you coming to us. It's important to talk about these things and to learn from each other." Yor added, her voice soft but firm, "We're all just trying to raise our children in the best way we know how. And I think the best way is to teach them to be accepting and loving, regardless of their differences." The other mothers, their faces filled with a mix of remorse and newfound understanding, nodded in agreement. "We're all still learning," another mother said, "but we want to do better. We want to create a community where everyone feels welcomed and valued, regardless of their family structure or background." Anya and Yor smiled, their hearts swelling with hope. The journey towards acceptance was a long one, but it was heartening to see that their experience had sparked a conversation, a ripple of change within the school community. As the other parents walked away, Anya turned to Yor, her eyes shining with a quiet strength. "You see, Yor," she said, her voice laced with pride. "We're making a difference." Yor, her hand intertwined with Anya's, nodded in agreement. "We are," she replied, her voice filled with a quiet confidence. "We're showing the world that love is love, and that families come in all shapes and sizes, and that our daughters and all children deserve to be celebrated for who they are." As they walked home, hand in hand, their hearts brimming with love and hope, Anya and Yor knew that they had not only created a beautiful family, but they had also planted a seed of change. And they were determined to nurture that seed, one conversation, one act of kindness, one loving embrace at a time. The fire crackled in the hearth, casting a warm glow across the cozy living room. Anya, curled up on the sofa, had a book in her lap, but her attention was completely focused on Yor. Yor sat across from her, her eyes sparkling with mischief. She was working on an intricate crochet project, but she kept glancing up, her gaze lingering on Anya. "You're staring," Anya said, a playful smirk. The fire crackled in the hearth, casting a warm glow across the cozy living room. Anya, curled up on the sofa, had a book in her lap, but her attention was completely focused on Yor. Yor sat across from her, her eyes sparkling with mischief. She was working on an intricate crochet project, but she kept glancing up, her gaze lingering on Anya. "You're staring," Anya said, a playful smirk playing on her lips. Yor chuckled. "I can't help it. You look so beautiful." She reached for the remote, turning down the volume of the music that had been playing softly in the background. "Can I have your attention for a minute?" Anya closed her book, her heart fluttering at the way Yor's eyes held hers. "Of course." Yor put down her crochet work and leaned forward, her gaze never leaving Anya's face. "I love being married to you, Anya," she whispered, her voice full of tenderness. Every day is an adventure, and every moment is filled with laughter, love, and a sense of belonging I never knew existed before. Anya's heart melted. She reached out, her fingers intertwining with yours. I feel the same way, she whispered back, her voice full of emotion. You've made me a better person, you've taught me the true meaning of love and commitment, and I can't imagine my life without you. Yours lips curved into a loving smile. She leaned in, her forehead resting against Anya's. We're a team, Anya, she whispered. We're partners in crime, parents to 6 amazing girls, and lovers who adore each other, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Anya's heart swelled with love. She pulled her closer, their bodies melding together in a comfortable embrace. The fire crackled, their laughter mingling with the soft music. They were home, they were loved, and they were together. And in that moment, surrounded by the warmth of their love, Anya and Yor knew that their journey, filled with laughter, adventure, and a love that had weathered every storm, was truly an extraordinary one. The world could be chaotic, but their love, a quiet sanctuary, a beacon of warmth and comfort, would always be their anchor. And as they gazed into each other's eyes, their love story, a masterpiece crafted from shared dreams and unwavering devotion, continued to unfold, chapter by beautiful chapter. The rain lashed against the windows, creating a soothing rhythm that filled the cozy living room with a sense of quiet intimacy. Anya, curled up on the sofa, watched the rain streaks cascade down the glass, her thoughts drifting to Yor. She had been working late at the orphanage, her mind filled with the challenges and joys of caring for the children. Anya had always been drawn to Yor's quiet strength, her unwavering commitment to helping others. But it was Yor's gentle kindness, her unwavering support, and her genuine warmth that had truly captured Anya's heart. As the hours ticked by, Anya felt a familiar pang of longing. She wanted to be wrapped in Yor's embrace, to feel the warmth of her love. Just then, the door creaked open, and Yor entered the room, her hair damp from the rain, her eyes glowing with a mixture of warmth and love. I missed you, Yor said, her voice a soft melody that filled the room. Anya smiled, her heart soaring at the sight of Yor. She jumped up, her arms outstretched, and embraced her wife tightly. I missed you too, Anya whispered, her voice filled with longing. The rain sounds so much better when you're here. Yor chuckled, her arms wrapped around Anya, their bodies melding together in a comforting embrace. Come, she said, leading Anya towards the fireplace. As they settled into a cozy spot on the rug, the fire crackling softly beside them, Yor reached for Anya's hand. Anya, Yor whispered, her voice filled with adoration. You're the most amazing person I know. You're kind, you're strong, you're funny, and you have the biggest heart of anyone I've ever met. Anya's cheeks flushed with warmth. She gazed into Yor's eyes, their love a silent but powerful connection. And you're my everything, Anya whispered, her voice full of emotion. You're my best friend, my lover, my rock, my soulmate. I love you more than words can say. Yor's eyes glistened, her heart overflowing with love. She leaned in, her lips meeting Anya's in a tender kiss. The rain continued to lash against the windows, but their world, filled with the warmth of their love, felt safe and secure. Their love story, a tapestry woven with shared dreams, mutual respect, and unwavering devotion, continued to unfold, chapter by beautiful chapter. The moon hung high in the sky, casting a silvery glow over the garden. Fireflies danced among the blossoms, their tiny lights a counterpoint to the moon's soft radiance. Anya and Yor, their hands intertwined, walked slowly along the path, their footsteps muffled by the soft earth. Anya leaned against Yor, her head resting on her wife's shoulder. The gentle breeze carried the scent of honeysuckle and jasmine, a sweet aroma that filled the air with a sense of tranquility. This is perfect, Anya whispered, her voice soft as the summer night. Yor smiled, her gaze lingering on Anya's face. It is, she replied, her voice filled with warmth. "I love these quiet moments with you, just the two of us." They reached a secluded spot, a small clearing beneath an ancient oak tree. Yor pulled out a blanket from her bag and spread it on the ground, their quiet haven beneath the starry canopy. "Let's stay here for a while," Yor said, her voice a soft murmur, "and just enjoy the night." Anya nodded, a sense of peace settling over her. She leaned back against Yor, her head resting on her wife's lap. Yor's fingers gently traced patterns on her hair, her touch a soothing balm to Anya's soul. As the minutes drifted by, their silence spoke volumes. The sound of crickets chirping, the soft rustling of leaves, and the distant hoot of an owl created a symphony of serenity. Then Yor leaned closer, her eyes locked on Anya's. "Anya?" she whispered, her voice filled with love and longing. Anya's heart skipped a beat. She raised her head, meeting Yor's gaze. The moonlight bathed their faces in a soft glow, highlighting the love and affection they shared. Yor leaned in, her lips gently brushing against Anya's. The kiss was soft, tender, a promise whispered in the stillness of the night. The world faded away as they surrendered to the warmth of their love, their embrace a testament to their bond, a symphony of quiet intimacy. The fireflies danced around them, their tiny lights illuminating their love, a beacon of hope in the vast expanse of the night. As they pulled away, Yor's gaze lingered on Anya's, her heart brimming with a love that knew no bounds. "You make me feel alive, Anya," she whispered, her voice filled with a sense of wonder. Anya smiled, her heart soaring with happiness. "And you make me feel complete, Yor," she replied, her voice laced with love and devotion. They leaned against each other, their love a comforting warmth, a silent promise whispered in the soft moonlight. The night, filled with the magic of their love, stretched out before them, a canvas for their dreams, a symphony of shared moments, and an unwavering devotion that would continue to guide their journey, chapter by beautiful chapter. The moon hung heavy in the sky, casting long, silvery shadows across the cobblestone streets. A gentle breeze carried the scent of jasmine and night-blooming flowers, filling the air with a sweet perfume. Anya and Yor, hand in hand, strolled along the quiet street, their laughter echoing softly in the stillness of the night. Anya, her head tilted back, gazed up at the moon, her eyes sparkling with wonder. "It's beautiful," she whispered, her voice a soft melody in the hushed atmosphere. Yor, her gaze lingering on Anya, smiled. "You are beautiful," she replied, her voice a gentle murmur. "More beautiful than any moon." Anya blushed, her heart fluttering at Yor's words. She squeezed her wife's hand, a silent expression of her affection. They continued their walk, the cobblestones beneath their feet creating a rhythmic tap, a counterpoint to the rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of crickets. The city, usually a bustling hub of activity, was now cloaked in a peaceful stillness. The streetlights cast a warm glow, highlighting the cobblestone facades and the quaint buildings that lined the street. Anya and Yor, their love a quiet sanctuary in the midst of the world's chaos, savored the moment. They had been together for years, their love a journey filled with laughter, adventure, and a shared commitment to building a life together. And yet, in this moment, walking hand in hand beneath the moonlight, they felt a sense of newness, a reminder of the enduring power of their love. "I love walking with you," Anya said, her voice filled with a sense of contentment. "Just the two of us, no rush, no distractions, just us." Yor smiled, her heart overflowing with affection. "Me too, Anya," she replied. "There's nothing better than just being together, sharing these moments of quiet intimacy, feeling the rhythm of our love." They continued their walk, their steps synchronized, their hearts beating in unison. The moon, a silent observer, cast its gentle glow upon them, a testament to the enduring power of their love, a love that had weathered every storm, a love that would continue to guide them through the unfolding chapters of their lives. And as they walked beneath the moonlight, Anya and Yor knew that this was their world, a world built on love, a world where their hearts found solace, a world where their dreams found wings, and a world where their love story continued to unfold, chapter by beautiful chapter. The air hung heavy with the scent of freshly baked bread and cinnamon. Anya, her hands dusted with flour, stepped back to admire her latest creation, a towering loaf of sourdough, its crust golden brown and crackling with a hint of crispness. Yor, standing behind her, wrapped her arms around Anya's waist, her breath warm against Anya's neck. "It smells amazing, my love," Yor whispered, her voice laced with a hint of adoration. "You're a natural in the kitchen." Anya leaned back into Yor's embrace, a blush creeping up her cheeks. "You're just saying that to be nice," she replied, her voice a playful murmur. Yor chuckled, her fingers gently tracing patterns on Anya's back. "No, I mean it," she whispered. "You have a gift, Anya. You make everything taste delicious, and fill this house with love and warmth." Anya smiled, her heart soaring at Yor's words. She turned around, her eyes locking with Yor's. The warmth of the oven, the aroma of freshly baked bread, and the soft glow of the kitchen lights created a sense of intimacy, a shared space where their love blossomed. Yor leaned in, her gaze lingering on Anya's lips. Anya tilted her head, her heart beating faster with anticipation. Then, their lips met in a tender kiss. It was a slow, gentle kiss, filled with warmth and affection, a promise whispered in the silence of their love. The world faded away as they surrendered to the moment, their bodies melding together in a comfortable embrace. The kiss deepened, their love a silent but powerful force that radiated through their bodies, a symphony of shared passion and unwavering devotion. Anya's hands found their way to Yor's hair, her fingers tracing gentle patterns through its softness. Yor's arms tightened around Anya's waist, drawing her closer. When they finally pulled away, their breaths mingling in the air, a soft smile played on their lips. The world, with its demands and distractions, seemed to melt away, replaced by the warmth of their love, a love that had weathered every storm, a love that had grown stronger with each passing day. The kitchen, once a space for culinary creations, had become their haven, a sanctuary where their love flourished, where their hearts intertwined, and where their dreams took flight. The morning sun streamed through the kitchen window, painting the room in a warm golden hue. Anya, still in her pajamas, stretched and yawned, a contented smile playing on her lips. Yor, already dressed and bustling about, chuckled at her wife's sleepy demeanor. "Morning, sleepyhead," Yor said, placing a steaming mug of coffee on the table. "You look like you could use some caffeine." Anya, blinking sleepily, took a sip of her coffee, the warmth spreading through her body. "Good morning," she mumbled, her voice still thick with sleep. "That smells delicious. What are we having for breakfast?" "I thought we could try making those cinnamon rolls you were talking about," Yor replied, pulling out a recipe book. "I think they'll be just the thing to start our day." Anya's eyes widened with excitement. "Cinnamon rolls? That sounds perfect. Can I help?" "Of course, darling," Yor replied, her voice laced with warmth. "The more the merrier." Their small kitchen became their shared haven. Anya, her hair still tousled from sleep, read the recipe aloud, while Yor, a natural in the kitchen, mixed and kneaded the dough with expert precision. They laughed and teased each other, their voices mingling with the aroma of cinnamon and butter. As the rolls baked, filling the house with their sweet scent, Anya and Yor sat at the kitchen table, sipping their coffee and sharing a quiet moment of togetherness. They had just started their life together, a new chapter filled with endless possibilities. There was a sense of peace and joy that settled over them, knowing they had each other, a love that transcended any other. "This is our new normal," Anya said, her eyes gleaming with happiness. "Just you and me, creating our own little world." The morning sun streamed through the kitchen window, painting the room in a warm golden hue. Anya, still in her pajamas, stretched and yawned, a contented smile playing on her lips. Yor, already dressed and bustling about, chuckled at her wife's sleepy demeanor. "Morning, sleepyhead," Yor said, placing a steaming mug of coffee on the table. "You look like you could use some caffeine." Anya, blinking sleepily, took a sip of her coffee, the warmth spreading through her body. "Good morning," she mumbled, her voice still thick with sleep. "That smells delicious. What are we having for breakfast?" "I thought we could try making those cinnamon rolls you were talking about," Yor replied, pulling out a recipe book. "I think they'll be just the thing to start our day." Anya's eyes widened with excitement. "Cinnamon rolls! That sounds perfect. Can I help?" "Of course, darling," Yor replied, her voice laced with warmth. The more the merrier. Their small kitchen became their shared haven. Anya, her hair still tousled from sleep, read the recipe aloud, while Yor, a natural in the kitchen, mixed and kneaded the dough with expert precision. They laughed and teased each other, their voices mingling with the aroma of cinnamon and butter. As the rolls baked, filling the house with their sweet scent, Anya and Yor sat at the kitchen table, sipping their coffee and sharing a quiet moment of togetherness. They had just started their life together, a new chapter filled with endless possibilities. There was a sense of peace and joy that settled over them, knowing they had each other, a love that transcended any other. "This is our new normal," Anya said, her eyes gleaming with happiness. "Just you and me, creating our own little world." Yor reached across the table, her fingers intertwining with Anya's. "And it's perfect," she replied, her voice soft but firm. "I can't imagine a life without you." Their days, filled with laughter, shared meals, and whispered secrets, were a testament to their love, a love that had blossomed into a beautiful, vibrant partnership. They were Anya and Yor, a newlywed couple, navigating the joys and challenges of their life together, step by step, hand in hand. They embarked on adventures, exploring new cities, trying new restaurants, and indulging in shared hobbies. They took up gardening, their small backyard transformed into a vibrant oasis of blooming flowers and fresh herbs. They discovered a shared passion for hiking, their weekends spent exploring hidden trails and breathtaking vistas. They found joy in the simple things, a cozy night in, reading books by the fireplace, a quiet picnic in the park, a shared cup of coffee as they watched the sunrise paint the sky in a symphony of colors. There were challenges, of course. There were disagreements, moments of doubt, and times when they had to navigate the complexities of their new reality. But they faced everything together, their love a constant, a guiding light that illuminated their path. One evening, as they sat on their porch, gazing at the twinkling city lights, Anya leaned against Yor, her hand resting comfortably in yours. "I'm so happy," she whispered, her voice soft as the summer breeze. "I can't believe how lucky I'm to have you in my life." Yor squeezed her hand gently. "I am too," she replied, her voice filled with quiet contentment. "I love you, Anya, more than words can say." And as the city lights danced in the darkness, their love, a silent but powerful force, illuminated their lives, promising a future filled with adventures, laughter, and a love that would grow stronger with each passing day. Their life, without Lloyd, was a testament to their love, a love that had blossomed into a beautiful, vibrant partnership, a love that would continue to guide them through the unfolding chapters of their lives, a love that would always, always be their anchor. The morning sun, filtered through lace curtains, painted gentle stripes across the bed where Anya and Yor lay nestled together. Anya, still half asleep, snuggled closer to Yor, inhaling the comforting scent of her wife's hair. Yor, ever the early riser, smiled softly, her hand gently stroking Anya's back. "Good morning, my love," Yor murmured, her voice soft and tender. Anya stirred, her eyelids fluttering open. "Good morning," she mumbled, her voice thick with sleep. "What time is it?" Yor chuckled. "It's still early. But I thought we could make the most of this beautiful day. What do you say we go to the beach?" Anya's eyes widened. The beach. That sounds amazing. Their days, though often filled with the chaos of raising 6 daughters, were also filled with moments of quiet intimacy, stolen adventures, and shared laughter. Anya, with her boundless energy and infectious enthusiasm, brought a vibrant spark to their lives. Yor, with her quiet strength and nurturing nature, provided a stable anchor amidst the storm of their bustling household. Their home, a testament to their shared love, was a haven of warmth and laughter. Anya, the artist at heart, filled the walls with colorful paintings and handmade decorations. Yor, a skilled gardener, nurtured a vibrant garden filled with flowers and herbs, adding a touch of serenity to their bustling home. Evenings were often spent gathered around the kitchen table, Anya's laughter echoing through the room as she regaled them with stories of her day, while Yor patiently listened, her eyes sparkling with love. Anya, ever the adventurous soul, would often drag Yor on spontaneous trips, exploring hidden trails, trying new cuisines, and experiencing life to the fullest. Yor, initially hesitant, would always succumb to Anya's charm, finding herself swept away by the magic of their shared moments. As the years passed, their love deepened, their bond strengthened by the challenges they faced and the triumphs they celebrated together. They were Anya and Yor, the Briar couple, a love story written in laughter, adventure, and a deep, unwavering commitment to each other. Their journey, a testament to their love, continued to unfold, chapter by beautiful chapter. One evening, as they sat on their porch, gazing at the city lights twinkling in the distance, Anya leaned against Yor's shoulder, her hand resting comfortably in yours. "I'm so happy," she whispered, her voice soft as the summer breeze. "I can't believe how lucky I'm to have you in my life." Yor squeezed her hand gently. "I am too," she replied, her voice filled with quiet contentment. "I love you, Anya, more than words can say." And as the city lights danced in the darkness, their love, a silent but powerful force, illuminated their lives, promising a future filled with adventures, laughter, and a love that would grow stronger with each passing day.